Dropped us off at the Buc-ee's. Oh shit, there go Nuggies. We taking over the meta. We taking over the verse. I ain't gon' say we the best, but I say we're not the worst. Mac done linked up with Kane. Dolo. Cheeks put it in a frame. Yeah. Whole lives getting changed. This shit really ain't no game. Just sizzle online down. Where the fuck you at, boy? Hughes online down. Where the fuck you at, boy? Fuck it online down. Where the fuck you at, boy? Matlow online down. Where the fuck you at, boy? We taking over the meta. We taking over the verse. I ain't gon' say we the best, but I say we're not the worst. Mac done linked up with Kane. Whoever they are, they bout to know who the fuck we are. This might put them in the VR, ER. I'm just saying, we taking over the meta. We taking over the verse. I ain't gon' say we the best, but I say we're not the worst. Mac done linked up with Kane.
Okay. Guys, I have announcement. Brooklyn said no.
We taking over the meta. We taking over the verse. I ain't gon' say we the best, but I say we're not the worst.
Fingerprint
Back done linked up with Kane. Cheeks put it in a frame. Whole lives getting changed. This shit really ain't no game.
Oh my god, stop pressing buttons.
To technology, music, and entertainment. You're locked into Bass Radio.
Oh, wait.
Wait, I also want to sit next to it. What do I do here? I feel like I'm at the corner.
Just stay where you're at.
I feel irrelevant now.
Whatever you do, put yourself on mute.
I'm sitting on Brooklyn.
Oh,
Right.
can I sit? I want to sit in there. I'm all left out.
I'm sitting on Brooklyn's lap.
Is there enough seats? I'm just
You can come into the couch if you want.
To technology, music, and entertainment.
VIP.
You're locked into
Oh,
Bass
shit,
Radio
someone's using the
with
couch.
Cherry Pie and Brooklyn Bandit.
Cherry. All right, so somebody needs to move over because that's Sherry's seat.
Hold on.
So who wants to sit over
I
here?
don't know where the fuck I'm supposed to go.
What's up, y'all?
Yeah, stay over there in the
You wanna sit
corner.
here?
In the corner.
This is Cherry's seat? Oh shit. I'm trying
No, that's
here.
your seat.
I'm
Lord
fucking
have mercy.
trying here, bro. I'm trying here, bro. Tell Meta they send
Falling
me new
apart.
fucking sticks, okay?
Alright, yo.
Oh fuck. Are we live?
You good? Probably.
I'm so sorry. I apologize to the
I'm short. I feel like I'm
bass drop
short.
community. You know what I'm saying? I apologize to our viewers.
You're short. Press your button there real quick. What's good, y'all? What's up? What's up,
doing that.
everybody?
It's not-
Welcome in.
Press and hold.
Why is everybody? Did I not get the
Shit,
memo?
are we- did we
Everybody's
just
wearing white.
wear white
Like,
today, guys.
right? Like, what
Oh,
is
I guess
going
we-
on today? Like,
I just changed my outfit because this is what
family.
I was wearing yesterday in real life.
Listen, man.
So I had
nah,
to,
we
you know, I
family.
gotta
We
keep
locked
it
in.
the
I
same.
don't care when nobody's telling
oh,
me.
you was
right?
matching.
Yeah, that's not.
Mm,
Yeah, I was
matching
matching
real
my
life.
real life.
All right, y'all. Let's get started here real quick. Let's play the theme song. Let's start this. Oh, hold up. Let me move back real quick. There we go.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. There we go. That's one way to do it.
Kane on this that bass drop, better tune in. Every day is some new exclusive. It's a station, this ain't no podcast, so no show. Big salute to Cherry Pie in Brooklyn. Okay, let's go. Let that bass drop. Let that bass, let that bass, let that bass drop. Let that bass, let that bass, let that bass drop. Let that bass.
Just reminded me. Let me open up the live on my phone.
Bass
Too.
drop. Hold on, wait.
Tune in.
Wow. We the vibe right now. We keeping up with the sound. We got your hits, and we got what's coming up on the ground. We in the meta like Vic, and we coming to your town. Okay. Front hard, pay attention. We gon' show you how. Pay attention. We gon' show you how it works. You heard it here first. Be on high alert. This that bass drop. Better tune in. Some new exclusive. Station, this ain't no podcast. So no show. Big salute to
That
Cherry
Biggie
Pie in
Big
Brooklyn.
Put that on me. That's DJ Oops.
DJ Oops.
I can't with you.
Let that bass drop. Hold on, wait. Front horizon, words of the entire world. Making noise, who set off the fireworks? Pay attention, we gon' show you how.
Oh, okay. Well, there you have it, y'all. Welcome to Bass Drop Radio. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, welcome to Bass Drop Radio. We are Horizon World's #1 radio station. We are a radio station that was born in the metaverse that covers music, entertainment, and technology. And so, welcome. And for those of you who have been here before and are returning, welcome back. You are here with us today. I have my host here with me, Cherry Pie, and myself, Brooklyn Bandit. And we're going to get to everybody else that's here at the table joining us in just a moment. So thank you. How is everybody doing today? Everybody good?
Great.
Feel me?
Yeah, real good. Busy day.
Right.
All right, well, let me go ahead and introduce everyone. So over here on this side, we have Mr. Biggie Pauls. Biggie Pauls is a scripter, a sound and lighting expert, and a builder in Horizon Worlds. He began his journey as a creator in January of 2022 and has worked on over 100 different worlds, including Bunkies, our very own Bass Drop Radio studio, and Prime Sports Hockey and Invasion. So welcome, Biggie. And then next to him, we have Angel the Artist, who is a longtime, pioneer, pivotal column post of our community. Angel is a 26-year-old mother of two and an artist of many shades and talents. She owns 2 companies, is a partner of a third regarding digital creation. Her companies have done commissions for celebrities like Raheem Devon and companies such as MasterCard and much, much more. She's been recognized by our very own Mark Zuckerberg for the first Black art museum in Horizon Worlds called Better World Museum by Angel the Artist, which is now recognized internationally. And she is also a singer-songwriter and a licensed tattoo artist. So that is my girl here to the right. And last but not least is our returning first ever Bass Drop Radio guest, VeryAlloy. And Alloy here is a jack of all trades builder in Horizon Worlds. She has a passion for gaming and art, and this limitless Brooklyn-based creator has built many things, including a portrait of Notorious B.I.G., a jewelry store, a jewelry line called VA Diamonds, and Bass Drop Radio Studios. So the very building we are sitting in. What you see is what you get. Her building style is extremely realistic. So yeah, there you have it. Those are our guests. How was everybody's weekend?
It was mostly good.
Mostly good.
I feel like everybody kind of just had an okay weekend. You feel me?
Right.
Right?
How was your weekend, Alloy?
Okay. It was decent.
It was okay.
I seen Avatar, a good movie. No spoilers, just a good movie. I'm gonna say that. If you haven't seen it, go see it. It's, I think it's it's coming out of theaters. Like it's not gonna be showing past the 16th near me. So if you don't see it by tonight or tomorrow, it's kind of clipped until Google Plus. Or I
is there a third Avatar coming out?
Disney Plus. That's what.
Because that Avatar's been out.
No. What? No.
Was it like a special screen?
Blue people. The blue people.
Yeah, I just watched that on VR chat like a week or two.
Well, I mean, okay, yeah, respect to VR chat because come on, man. I mean, I be watching all the movies on VR chat.
That's that.
Shout out to VR chat.
Screener.
Listen. Shout out to VR chat. I watch all of my movies there too, bro.
I seen that shit in real life. That shit was fire.
I just recently started watching actual TV on an actual TV. Otherwise, it's been right here. And that's it.
Yeah. Same. Nice. All right. Well, Biggie, how was your weekend?
I was pretty good, man. We were down in Memphis. Unfortunately, it wasn't good circumstances, but we made the best of it. So, we were hanging out with family and just spending time. That we don't get down there too often, but we try to make it down at least once a year. Unfortunately, we had to make an emergency trip, but we're gonna get past it. We're gonna be all right. So.
Well, we here at Bass Drop Studios, you're family to us, so we send our prayers to you and your family, and hope that everything is gonna be better, and sending those good vibes. Cherry.
It was just okay.
It was just okay. If Sheree is watching, I want to send a very special happy birthday to my cousin Sheree. Her birthday is today. So
Happy birthday!
She does tune into the show from time to time. So just want to say happy birthday. But yeah, it's pretty good.
Birthday.
Woo! Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you, cousin Sheree.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, my weekend was okay too. I spent it working, you know. Some of you know I have a small business that I run from my home. And so yeah, weekends and you know, some days during the week are my busiest times. And last weekend was a busy one, so can't complain, right? Pays the bills.
Right.
Facts.
Yeah.
Got to do it.
Awesome.
Got to take care of business.
That's a fact.
All right. So let's get down into the nitty gritty. So I'm gonna start with you, Biggie. I'm just gonna go ahead and ask, and we can just go ahead and go down the row. How long have you all been in the metaverse at this point?
It's funny, man. I actually know the exact date I got in here was January 13th because that's the last time I touched any other app on my headset. So it shows you the last time it ran. So January 13th, I got in Horizon Worlds, and it was game over after that. I was my addictive personality kicked in, and it was just like, man, this is my place. This is something big. You know, those first 2 weeks were magical, and that's you know, I've been here ever since, rocking with Alloy since pretty much day one. You know,
That's crazy.
so yeah, it's been a great journey so far. I'm looking forward to where we go from here.
Yeah.
Me too, bro.
Yeah. Angel?
I also remember the first day. My first day was December 20th of 21.
21. Yeah, because this was just 22.
Yeah, you're right. All right, so sorry. So December 20th, 2021 is when I first got in here, and it was completely by mistake. It was just supposed to be for therapy, just supposed to be making art, and then people started buying said art, and I was just like, okay, why am I doing something I don't want to do for the rest of my life when I could be doing this for the rest of my life? So quit all my jobs, and now I'm just working in here. Oh gosh, okay. Sorry.
You lost control of your mic there, huh?
I sure did. I did not mean to grab
me.
that.
Doing the helicopter over there.
Right. Wow. So does that make you a beta tester, or no? Or did you come after the beta?
No, I was one of the first people that came right after beta.
Gotcha. Yeah. I heard some stories about beta, and there being all of like 12 people in here, and the avatars looking crazy and being very quiet. So yeah, I don't miss those times.
Right. Didn't miss much.
Yeah. I'm actually coming up on my year. I've been here since I want to say, I don't remember the exact date. I mean, I could probably find it based on like Biggie said, on my games and stuff, my other apps. I could probably see and check to see when was the last time I logged in. But it was definitely sometime in March for sure. So yeah, I'm coming up on my year. So I'm about to be here for a year. Cherry?
So June of 22 is when I first came into the space. I remember it because July of last year I went to Mexico, so I wasn't on very long before I took a trip to Mexico. So that's it. Yeah.
That's actually when we met, after you got back from Mexico. So yeah, we've been rocking ever since. Alloy?
Same as Biggie. I got in like around the same time. Probably like January 4th, I think, is my first day.
Okay.
And yeah, I think I made my like first builds with Biggie and Token. It's crazy. It's crazy to think about.
Man, shout out to Token.
Right. Yeah,
shout out to
Token, man.
King.
Token was one of the first
so
people I let in
long.
my build. Like one of
I
the
never got
first
to
people,
meet
like
Token.
I think before Biggie.
He's still around.
Is he?
He still gets on?
Yeah, I ran into him at the
the
Biggie concert. Actually, we were in the same instance.
Yo, it's
I hadn't seen him for like 6 months. So we hung out for the rest of the night till he logged off.
It's always like that with him, man. He's so great. You talk to him and you can't stop talking. It's just such good.
He's a master scripter, man.
And he's a genius. He's a genius. If you don't know him, man, give him some flowers, okay? Do it for me.
We don't have flowers, but we got confetti, so I'm giving that.
Yeah, right.
Token.
I've never gotten the pleasure to meet him. I know a lot of like the OGs, but I don't think I've ever gotten to meet him.
He was one of the first people to help me, no charge, no question, no matter how long it was gonna take. Like he was there to figure it out. He stood in there for like 2 hours trying to figure out my music script. It was crazy. Yeah, shout out to them. I wouldn't be where I am if it wasn't for them.
I would say that.
Sleep on Token.
Oh.
I asked him for help with a script at like 3 a.m, and we were in there, and I made it like a half hour after that, and then I woke up to the script being done and was like, "Whoa, okay, what's?" I fell asleep on Token, man.
Crazy.
I'm dead. So did he just
apologize, Token? Sorry about
did
that.
Did he just like fix the
He
script
probably
to the
muted
sound
me.
of your snoring? Oh, okay.
He probably muted me.
Nah, probably not, to be honest. I can see him doing something like that.
Yo, I'm not even gonna hold y'all. The only people I've ever fell asleep and build with are these two right here, Angel and Alloy. Like I've literally just knocked out.
Damn.
Like they've been just. But I mean, you know, after like we've and I'm talking about like I try to hold out as long as I can. And it's after like days and days and days of being up till like extremely late, waking up early, and then just one day at like 3 a.m, bro, I find the right angle on the couch or the pillow that I'm at, and that is it. All I know is I wake up the next day to videos and pictures and all types of crazy, you know, proof and evidence, and I'm just like, bro, never again. But somehow it still keeps happening. So
I specifically remember one time of me and you clowning Kane for sleeping in my bed.
I wanted to say it so bad.
He's knocked out.
You
and then she fell asleep right after.
You falling asleep in front of someone else, bro. I ain't gonna lie. That I was gonna say it. I was like, let me not.
That was the only time. That was the only time, and I was so tired.
Y'all ever see me sleep?
Yes.
I don't even think.
Yeah.
I snore?
Yeah, I don't think I can say anything.
You've
I don't
always
think
been asleep.
You either met a voice? Shout out to everybody in the audience that's here with us. Thank you so much for coming out. Tony Stark,
shout out to y'all.
Ramon, Double 2C, Meta Voice, who by the way has an incredible voice. What was that? What were you saying, Meta?
Right.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah,
Oh, goody. I just wanted to say to each and every one of you, thank you so much for being a valuable part of this foundation that we are building together. It's not just a game. It's not just a social experiment, but it's our futures. So I appreciate each and every one of you. And continue on in wonderful radio show you have here. I'm just showing my friend El Diablo Ramon around. So keep it up.
Well,
thank you, each and every one of you.
Thank you. And welcome to the show, guys. We're just rocking and we're talking about we're right now we're covering, for those of you who are joining us now, who are entering the world right now, this is Bass Drops Radio Creator Corner. And so we have Horizon World's very own creators here today with us. And by the way, something I should have mentioned earlier that has gotten away from me. What all of these individuals up here have in common is that they're all related to the Bass Drop Radio build. So Bass Drop Radio, the studio around you, would not exist without the help of these three people that you see here, these amazing creators. So shout out to them. Take a look around. If you enjoy it, this is all them. So let's get back to it. But yeah, no, you know, I've tried my hardest, bro. I try my hardest not to fall asleep. But sometimes I just, you know, that's one of the one things you can't control in your body, you know, is sleep. When it comes, it comes. Yeah.
I've been like, I'm about to finish this bill right here. Even though I've been on for like 8 hours. I'm just like, let me just get a little comfortable so I can finish this thing. And I'm like,
bro, I've come into you literally halfway like this, sleeping, and I could hear like in the background if the kids are around or watching TV, I can hear their cartoons in the background, and like I don't hear anything from her, but like you're talking to her avatar's just there, and you can tell, like you can just tell she's gone. Like,
yeah,
it's kind of sick.
Remember that. everybody hit me and was like, yo, your kids was watching stuff late at night while you was asleep. I was just like, yeah, they know how to work the iPad now. If they see me knocked out, they taking that advantage. They gonna grab and be like, all right, let me get to my super simple, my Cocoa Melon or whatever, they watching right now. It's just like,
yeah,
they're too smart.
I want to say it was Paw Patrol that I could hear through the iPad.
Probably another one.
I want to say it was one of those, but yeah. So we've covered how long everybody's been on here on Horizon Worlds on the Metaverse. I guess my next question to everybody would be, what build of your own is your favorite and why? Like, what have you built or had a hand in building in here that is your favorite and why?
Damn, you gotta start sending us these questions in advance, bro. I ain't gonna lie. You heard him. He said 100 deep, like facts. I got like 200,
look,
like on my wrist.
Hey, but those ain't mine though.
Oh my god.
I gotta say, I'll go because I don't have that many to choose from. So, since most of my work is done, on other people's worlds, but I'm definitely gonna have to say the one that me and Alloy are currently working on. Desert.
I was about to say, if you don't say any other world besides that one, I'm gonna be upset.
I wasn't sure if you wanted to talk about that or not.
Why though?
Yeah. No, it's out there. It's out there in the wild.
It's out there. Come on, man.
Yeah, it's out there.
They ready for it.
So basically, my idea, man, was I wanted to make a game that I wanted to play. No disrespect to any of the PvP worlds out there. I just don't enjoy the graphics or the feeling. I want to feel immersed in VR. I want to feel like I'm actually transported somewhere else. And I think that we've done a great job of capturing that feeling and that emotion. We want your adrenaline pumping. We want you sweating in your seat while you're running around and, got your other opponents chasing you. So be on the lookout for that. Beta should be out within the next couple weeks. And then we will be adding a lot more features, but we just need to do a massive stress test. So if you want to be a tester, hit me up on IG, Biggie_Pause_Horizon, and we'll get up a testing session.
So that would be your favorite build. Alloy, is that your favorite build as well?
Facts. I was gonna say it's kind of hard to pick through, like to think about, but nah, because like everything he said, like I've always wanted my own shooting game. I've been playing shooting games my whole life. Like to be able to design one with a master scripter behind it, and it's just a collaboration. This is like my dream come true. Yeah, I don't understand. Like I'm tripping inside still. Every day
this
I
ain't
go
no
in
template.
there and I'm like, I haven't been in there in a week. I'm gonna freak out.
Yeah,
I'm gonna freak out. Yeah.
This has been scripted from the ground up, and Alloy did her thing on the buildings, and I mean, with the lighting
you did the lighting. Nah, because no,
I actually did. I actually did do some building in there.
Like half credit because like he really did he went crazy.
I did a lot of
building
building
this time.
I don't build, but
and
I felt like I had to on this one. So and I found a new passion, which was lighting, which was great.
Yeah, right. You guys got to see. Check when that drops. Check out the lighting. Like, really take a second to look at his lighting because I think it's really like the best lighting that I've ever seen in Horizons. I'm not just saying that. Like, I don't know, maybe. No, I mean, okay. Look, I haven't seen anything better than that. Like, as far as like the environment that we created, like I don't know, the lighting just was perfect. It's perfect, bro.
It has a dope feel to it. It has a dope feel.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really good. It's really good.
Angel, do you have any favorite worlds of yours? I ain't forget about you. I ain't forget about you. I was coming back around. I was coming back around. Have to come back around
for you.
Right, y'all tried.
I think it would have to be between. Actually, it's really three. I can't. I'm sorry. I wanted to be able to choose one, but I really just can't because these three have such a huge impact for me being within here. So obviously the first one is the Better World Museum. That's literally what started my whole career in here. Without it, I would be just some random person in here. So also shout out to Paige Dansinger, because without my residency with the Better World Museum, that museum would still also be not there. So yeah, shout out to Paige.
Shout out to Paige Dansinger. Love her. She's awesome.
And then the second one would be our safe space. That was
That's
where.
mine.
Oh, I'm skipping one, but I'm gonna just go to that one next. Our safe space is the third one because that is where I literally put my heart and my mind on both my sleeves and was just like, here, view me, view about me, and view the whole diagnosis in a visual art form of me, DID and all that stuff. So that's that one. And then the second one was spring cleaning of the mind, which was basically me dipping my toes in of trying to get people to learn about mental health awareness. And that was actually one of it was like a nominated winner for something I can't remember during the spring competition. So that was also cool. And once I seen the great reaction of people being like, wow, I love this, and looking at all the mental health diagnosis and like being comfortable with not feeling weird about it, that's what made me want to do our safe space. So those three, very important to me.
Man,
that's
so
awesome.
so impactful.
Hold on, can I say something about that? Yo, I remember like when you made the last one. I'm sorry, I'm rolling, very distracted. ADHD just took over fully. Anyways, the bunnies. My whole point was just like the bunnies was no, not the safe space. The spring cleaning. Yeah. So that was one of the first times like you really ever asked me to build something, and I was just like so honored, and I was like, yo, she wants me to build for her. And like, shout out to you. I just want to give you some flowers because like you kept me inspired to build for like a while, bro. Like for real, still to this day. So,
no, seriously,
definitely for real. Shout out to Alloy on the bunnies because I had built the whole world and I was kind of no, stop it. I was kind of like satisfied, but I was just like, I just need something for these the actual bunnies that fly around that you catch. And Alloy was the one that started off the ADHD bunny because I was just like, I want you to build this one, obviously, because you have that personal connection to it. And once she did, and I was just like, it helped me think of the faces for the ones that she didn't do, and it was just like they merged together and they just looked so beautiful. Beautiful, bro. Each one just is personalized to each diagnosis, and they just fit completely. So
we do have a bipolar bunny.
I love that.
I'm sorry, I got solar in my ear. We do have a bipolar bunny, right? I'm not tripping. I think
I'll have to check.
We're gonna check.
Not sure. I think it was OCD.
I love that.
I think it was.
It might have been OCD, but
we we talk a lot.
I could have sworn we had. Anyways,
we talk a lot on Bass Drop Radio about mental health and how how important it is and making that a priority. And we talk about a lot of how the correlation between mental health and also kind of being on platforms like this and socializing and interacting with people on these platforms. So I think it's a beautiful thing, very impactful. It's something that is 100% needed in here. I tell people all the time, this is a way for us to step out of our comfort zones within our comfort zones, but we still have to find a way to do that safely, and that means emotionally and mentally as well, right? It's when we think of safety, we normally think of immediately the physical aspect of things, but in this case, it's about that mental and emotional safety. And so I absolutely love that. And another that you guys touched on that we talk a lot about on here as well is collaboration and how important collaborations are, especially on spaces like this and in projects and anything creative, really, right? And I say that to bring you guys up as an example, because every single person here at this table is a pivotal part of why Bass Drop Radio exists. Alloy is responsible for the bones and the look and just how everything is the actual structural build. Cherry and I, we have this show. Cherry has a background in communications and radio. So she has that level of expertise and knowledge that she brings to the game. I love to mess around with all types of stuff, right? I'm kind of techie. I like to, do the tech side of things. Angel is the artistic aspect of it, in here. If you see any artwork or, any vibe, that was Angel. And then Biggie, Biggie is the one who brought the entire build to life. He's the reason why you can hear us. He's the reason why we have sound in here. He's the reason why, we have this space where we enter, no one else can come into it. So collaboration is extremely important. And I would have to say that, you know, a lot of the things are not possible without that. So, you know, I'm so happy that you guys touched on that, because that's, you know, something that we always talk about here as well. You guys did bring up something earlier when we were talking about favorite builds that I kind of want to go back to real quick. Is there any skills that you guys learned in here that like surprise you, that you enjoy? Like, is there anything that you kind of started off like not thinking you were gonna do, and now you do, and you're like, I'd rather do this? Welcome to everybody who's joining us.
Sola says she would suck y'all bleeps. Just thought I'd put that out there. Anyways, said
Moving
questions
on.
are great. You got great questions. Anyways, to answer that though, I never thought I'd be good at making like actual like jewelry, like 3D jewelry. You know, that surprised me that I was decent at that. I mean, it's not like the best of the best, but you know, it's the best in here in my opinion. So I was like, hey, I'm good at something else besides squares and buildings and like interior design, which is cool because that's like my main niche, you know. So I really like VA diamonds for that reason. You know, it's something different.
I particularly enjoy your Cuban link pieces. Like those are my absolute favorite.
Same.
Yeah, and you and I we gonna have a discussion after the show, because
okay,
my birthday passed and you haven't given me anything. But anyway,
okay. You're right.
But anyway,
Let's
moving
talk
on.
about it. Let's talk about it. You're right.
We'll talk about that
Feel
later.
that Brooklyn
I got
love.
you. I mean, I need your
Right.
logo first. You feel me? You would have been had a chain. Talk to me crazy. Get
Anyway,
that logo.
we'll argue about that
We're
off
gonna get that
camera.
done. We're gonna get that.
We'll argue about that on somebody
I
else's
got
time.
you.
You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
On our own
Nah,
time.
I got you. Anyway.
Nah, I'm messing with you. I'm just messing with you. Cherry, have you like learned anything in here? Like any particular skill set that you didn't think you would be like doing, and are like, shit, like I like this. Like I'd do this. I'd rather do this.
It's no secret that I'm not a builder, right? I suck at building. So, in the
Cap.
spirit of
Cap.
no,
She's
I suck
lying.
at building.
Everybody
I
back
had
away
to
from
come
the
out of
table
party
before
for
the
that.
meta
Hold
gods
on.
strike her with lightning for lying. That's a lie.
Right.
If y'all haven't been to the Joker world, be sure y'all going to the Joker world.
Yeah, I remember that day.
Anyway,
okay?
right. Lies.
Don't do that.
So, in the spirit of talking about collaboration, Biggie did the sound in the Joker, which is absolutely amazing. The sound is so crisp. I think I got chills the first time that I heard Heath Ledger speak in that space. Brooklyn did the building. So I'm not a builder, but I am an artist kind of outside of this space. And so it was really difficult for me to learn how to create using VR tools instead of like a pencil, which is what I felt most comfortable with, was drawing. And so when the Joker came about, it was just kind of more of like a passion project, not something that I was really trying to push that hard or like even really. I mean, it was more so for me, and I had help with that. And so if anybody has ever checked it out or ever liked it or stopped by, I just want to say thank you. It was definitely not done alone. But yeah, just learning that process. I would say just learning how to build. I still suck, but something great happened out of just trial and error.
Yeah, for me, you know, I dabble in a little bit of everything, but there isn't anything that particularly sticks out to me. I've had my fair share of building. I can put together a couple of walls and create a shelter if we need it, but it's not going to be fancy. And I do enjoy scripting when I can get the time to do it, and also when I can mentally be in the zone to do that. I enjoy it because I find it, though I've never scripted before being on this platform, I find it extremely easy for me to understand like why things are supposed to be together or what connects to what, if that makes sense. Like it just kind of clicks for me.
The logic makes sense.
Yeah, like the logic of the scripting of it all is what like kind of surprises me every time I'm participating in that. So I wouldn't say that either one of those things I would be like, all right, I'm gonna do this the whole time. But because of those things, because of trying out those new skill sets and kind of just like doing that, I've been able to try out other things, not just within the metaverse platform, also outside in the real world. And so yeah, it's been helpful, like stepping out of that box, stepping out of that comfort zone. So Angel try to disappear into the chair. I saw that.
Nah, the cord was trying to mess up. And I had to stand up because I just looked on the YouTube and I'm mad far down in that sea. I wasn't like that. But I'm gonna do a little bit of a humble brag. When I came into Horizons and figured out building, I was kind of like a sponge and just soaked everything in. The thing that I had to realize and work on was the scripting and collaborating, and not because of like, oh, I'm the best, I don't need to work with anybody. It was more so of like, if I work with this person, are they not gonna fuck with my style? Like, it was more so of like the anxiety of collaborating with people. It was just like, I didn't want to go into it wasn't even more about that. It was just like about the scared of trusting, especially around the when collaborating was first thought of when we first started. A lot of people were stealing builds, duplicating people's work and taking it over to their stuff and just leaving the collaboration. And it was very scary to want to just bring in people and be like, let's work together, because it could be a moment where you built the whole thing and next thing you know is somebody's already published it in a different world. So it was very scary for that. But one thing I did learn was that, I found out who are the great people that I can work with, who's not easy to work with, but who's willing to work with me, who's going to challenge me in terms of progress and what I build and everything. I don't want to be working with somebody who just does half-ass buildings and stuff like that. If you're going to be someone who's either at my level or past my level so that, I can learn and stuff. And even if you are under, that means you want to be on my level or be higher than my level so that I can actually swap ideas with you, you swap ideas with me, and we're both learning even still, and we're both progressing still. So it's just like, that collaboration was a key component for that, because I was just so scared. And then people will actually come out of woodworks and just be like, hey, I know how to do this, let me show you all the answers. And I'd be like, wow, look, people are just being nice in here. I'm from New York. I'm used to people being like, you want just not caring, just whatnot. So to see this very giving community and people want to actually work with me, want to see my work and figure out why I did what I did to make that work, because they're actually interested in what I put out, instead of just being like, I'm only talking to this girl because there's something that I can get from her. It's now been I'm talking to this girl because she has something that we can both benefit from. We're both wanting to progress, and I think we can flourish together instead of just being taken advantage of things. So yeah. People skills. I love that. There we go. People skills. That's what I had to work with.
Yeah, I will say that's also like a big part of it for me as well. Like, just again, like collaborating with, for me it would be like different personalities. I think me in my personal life, being a small business owner, you have the freedoms to work with the people, or work with people who align with you mentally, morally, in that aspect. And so I kind of took that thought process, that mentality, and brought it in here. And so for me, it's always a matter of finding the right type of people for me, right? Like the right minded individuals to work with, because that can make or break a collaboration, right? So I think that for me too, also being a New York native, being from Brooklyn, kind of always expecting expecting the other foot to drop, I also had to kind of learn to like let my guard down and trust. And even so, like, sometimes it's still hard, we're still all kind of getting to know each other on the platform. You're learning about that other person at the same time, learning about their work ethic, learning about, how they function, on an everyday. And a lot of the times, people don't function the way that you do, nor do they see things the way that you see them. So, I think that's definitely a big part of it. And in order to have any type of like progression, any type of success, it's a big part of what has to happen here, part of the skill set that you have to kind of have in that toolbox when you're on platforms like this. So yeah, like I'm really happy you brought that up, because that's, I would have to agree, like that's really like, you know, my thing too. Biggie?
You know, I would say, you know, I had no intention of being a builder. You know, but I did feel like I had to get in there and learn the tools and learn, you know, how people were doing the things, the amazing things that they're doing in here. Even a year ago, you know, it was so groundbreaking. But most of my creation and most of my experience in build mode has been in other people's builds. So to me, there was always kind of like that feeling of walking on eggshells. I got to be careful of what I do in here. I don't want to mess something up, or I don't want to, you know, screw something up. And you know, but when Alloy and I were working on my, you know, my PvP world that I had the idea for, you know, she had done a great job on all the buildings, and I was looking at it and I'm like, you know what, I think that tall building right there needs to be a sniper tower. And my natural reaction was, all right, let me check with Alloy to see if I can build a sniper tower. And then it dawned on me, like, wait, hold on, man, this is technically my build. I can make that decision if I want to. You know, so I took it and I kind of ran with it. And yeah, it's a 3-story tower, but you know, it was a challenge for me to work on making it feel realistic, look realistic. But then as I said, okay, now the sun should be coming from that place, so it should be shining on it. That tower should be shining at the top. And then I started going to town with the lighting, you know, and then I said, well, if the sun's shining that way and it's dusty in the air, you should see the sun rays coming in, you know, through all these windows. And, you know, all these ideas started going, and I just started going to town, man. I spent probably about 3 hours in there playing around with lighting and colors and, you know, stuff that I never thought I would do. As a scripter, I would say I'm a scripter. I don't have a creative bone in my body. But it kind of took me down this rabbit hole, and I'm like, no, I like this. I'm having fun with this. So, you know, to me, it kind of opened up a whole side of creativity that I never really thought about. And then as I started doing more research on lighting, it's all geometry, right? It's all about the angles and, you know, things like that. So to me, that made sense as someone who enjoys math and science. That okay, now that's why it makes so much sense to me, because there is a math component to it, you know, as opposed to just a creative thing. So that's definitely something that I took away. I never thought. I always said I'm never going to build anything. I'm never going to build anything, and then you know, that's not true anymore. And it's cool. I like it. I'm excited.
I think to a certain extent we all start off that way. We all say like, oh, we're just gonna stick to what we like or what we're good at, right? Whether that be scripting or building. But you kind of get to a point, you know, in your career path, if you want to call it that, or your, you know, whatever it is that you want to call it, in your creation like lane, right? You get to a point where like you can't just sit around and wait for, you know, someone else to come in and take care of the other half, right? Like whether if you're a builder, you can't wait for the scripter to come in and start doing what the scripter does. But then also like as a scripter, if you don't have a build, you can't script anything. And so like you kind of get to that point where you're like, all right, I need to learn at least something, right? Like at least a little bit to kind of like hold me over while, you know, while still having those collaborations, while still having those people helping you, but still like being able to progress the project and, you know, meet the goals and the deadlines that have been set, you know, and just kind of like making it the best that it can possibly be. So, yeah, like
I think
that's
it's also, as you know, it's also like being in build mode with people, you know, that of great talent, you know, that talent and those skills rub off on you. You know, you kind of absorb that. So, you know, I was fortunate enough to be in build mode with, you know, people like Alloy and Angel and Golden Hand and Dunder and, you know, all these great creators. You know, so yeah, the little things that they do, each one has their own style and their own skill set and their own strengths. And if you're able to incorporate some of those into your own toolbox, it just makes you stronger. It makes you a better creator. So, you know, I think it's very important. That's another part of the collaboration that is so important, is that you learn from so many different people, things that you may have never learned or you never would have researched on your own. So,
right.
I'm sorry, Angel. I didn't mean to step on you.
No, you're good. You're good. I was just gonna say one thing. That especially you three know. That is like I will want to be like, oh yeah, help me with this and da 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 da, and then I'll be like, all right, I asked for the help 2 seconds ago, but I know I really want to do this right now. So I will literally just be like, I know I asked you for help, but I think I'm just gonna try and figure it out myself and do it. And especially from Alloy's point of view, I do that a lot. But I do it more in a sense, not just because I'm just impatient of wanting things done, even though that is a major fact. I will not sit here and lie and say that that's not the main reason. But also I just know that, if I actually work and do it myself, I feel a lot better of having completed that task, especially when it comes to like scripting. That's like, I am very on the bare minimum of knowledge of scripting. And I think it only took me a couple days inside of the birthday world with Biggie and watching him script and then just like looking at all the boxes and being like, this looks like foreign language, but maybe I can work it out, and that's what, especially with what Biggie was saying about collaborations, without being in an edited world with a scripter and watching how they're actually working and asking questions and being like, okay, so how come it did this instead of that? And then realizing what was done wrong with the script or whatever the case may be. It's just like the whole process, whether it's tedious or not, is learning. You're learning so much, you're taking in so much, and you don't even realize it until you need to use that on the next one. You're in a different build and like, oh, right, I saw Biggie do this.
I saw Biggie do right.
Exactly.
And you're like, and then you hit up Biggie and you're like, yo, Biggie, I did X, Y, and Z, but it's broken. Like, what do I do? And he's like, did you do this? And you're like, oh snap, I didn't do that. You go back and you're like, it's working. Like you're all excited.
You just feel mad. I'm like, yo, I'm a fucking computer whiz right now. I just fucking coded some shit. Like
you be ready to
transport a box from here over there, but I'm like hype and shit.
I'll be ready. Listen, I'll be ready to work for an agency. I'll be like, all right, I know how to hack now. Let's do this. Like, let's get in there. You feel me?
I made an elevator.
Turning in my application for Apple.
I made an elevator a year ago, and I thought I was the best.
Listen,
you did it when there was really no help out there.
I was saying, literally a year ago, we were still hopping up steps. So I mean, it is what it is.
Alloy's was the first elevator I seen in Horizon World.
Functional,
and I was
Club J.
That bitch was functioning, and I made that bitch with my hands and my fingertips. That's all. That still felt like that. I can't make that shit up. Because I was focused on learning then. Yeah, that's why.
No, that's what it's about, and I will say, like, I've also like learned things because that's what I was looking to do, right? Like I wasn't out here like, set on a goal of learning how to script or learning how to do things, but after spending so much time in worlds with Biggie, with Angel, with Alloy, you start to, or with any other creator, you start to kind of pick up on what they're doing, and you take an interest in what's happening. You see them doing certain things and you're like, so why do you do this and why do you do that? And like they said, that little tidbit of information just stays with you, and next time you build or next time you're doing something, you're like, oh wait, let me implement this. Let me try that. I saw, Alloy doing this. I saw, Angel or Biggie doing this. And all of a sudden, you have something that's functioning. So I think a big part of it is also having, the right type of like teachers and motivators around you, because I've learned things that I didn't have an interest in learning just because I was in the right environment, in the right group, in the right mental space, for it. And I'm just like, let's do it. Let's learn how to script. I remember my first time scripting, my very, very first time scripting. I was petrified of scripting, and Biggie and Alloy, it was like 1 or 2 in the morning. And they were like, yo, let's go to a blank world and just start scripting shit. And I was like, all right. And Alloy builds a world, right? Literally creates a world. It's called Effing Around, right? Effing around. And we go in there and it's just like crackheaded energy, like from the beginning. And it's just like running around, like things are, we're transporting, people from one spot to the next. We're learning how to make things fly. Like we're throwing each other off of the, like it becomes it becomes fun, and interactive. And so that's definitely an important part of it. And I think that, this
I just want to
platform
point out, Alloy is the king of that random shit. I don't know how many draft worlds I have open.
Oh my god, seriously.
Open up a new world, open up a new world. It's just like
open the door, just open the door.
Seriously.
Craziness in here. Also, shout out to Michael Gregory, because me, Alloy, and Michael were in a world, and we were just building like a friendly man cave. And I fell asleep. I just couldn't hold it in. And when I woke up, it was just
look at you.
I know, right? I fell asleep. Yeah. I woke up, it was like this very constructed black and red and green world. It was like all of our colors mixed in just very nicely. And it was just like, yeah, we're not publishing this, but this was really nice that we had. Yo, what is this?
We're not putting this out there.
Yeah, I didn't publish it because I was just like, I don't know. It's just it was like an overnight thing, and I was just like,
it was just
for
our
us.
personal.
It was kind of it was kind of what Cherry said. It was just like a for us thing, but maybe I'll post it one day. It's cute.
Well, y'all, I have one more question, and then we're gonna move on to the entertainment portion, the entertainment story part of the show. Okay. And so my last question to you guys are, even though this was kind of answered earlier by two of you guys, are there any projects, any new projects y'all are working on that you want to take a moment to shout out here while we are here with the Bass Drop family?
I mean, I got some new projects. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I don't know if y'all know about Uni Studios, but it's an old studio I made. It got shut down mad long ago, and so it's like I'm about to bring that back with some new beats and like actually revamp it and make it better. And I think it's gonna be dope. It's an R&B studio, and it was fire. And a little shorty in the back on the purple couch. She's the one that inspired it.
Hey, shout out to Solar Galaxy.
Shout out to Solar. You feel me? So,
yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely make that. You feel me? Her birthday coming up soon, so gotta get that done soon. Hopefully June sends them beats. You feel me? Shout out to Junior.
Angel, any new projects you're working on?
So I'm still working on Levels of Love. It was gonna come out yesterday, but mental health comes first. And absolutely. I just haven't been able to wrap my head around finishing it. But I will finish it, and I will bring it out, being as, love shouldn't just be celebrated on Valentine's Day, and I've come to realize that. And so I'm just going to bring it out, and this way I'll still be able to have everyone's love and Valentine's Day worlds, because some people weren't putting it out until like the end of Valentine's Day, so I didn't want to miss out on those doors. So yeah, we're going to have that out. There is no date. Don't ask me. When it's published, you'll see it on Instagram.
So stay tuned. Stay tuned, y'all. Stay tuned for Levels of Love. Stay tuned for did you say Unisound is what it's called?
Yeah,
Unisound
Studios.
Uni Studios. Unisound. What? Listen, I mean,
Uni like universe. Uni like universe. Solar Galaxy Universe. Uni Studios. Feel me?
Uni Studios. Dope. Biggie.
Yeah, I got a couple things. We touched on Desert Sand PvP. That's the main one. But we have been working on something with Papa Hoppa. It's another game type world. It's actually a project that I got brought into probably about, I want to say like 6 or 7 months ago now.
Oh wow.
And it's one of those projects where he's like, hey bro, will you help me with this? And I'm like, yeah, I'll help you with this. And then like a month goes by and we don't talk about it again. And then he's like, hey man, we gotta get in that build and we gotta work. I was, yeah, we gotta work on it. And then another month or two goes by and then we don't talk about it again. And then, finally January, he hit me up. He's like, bro,
we gotta get this done.
We gotta get this out. Like, we've been dragging our feet on this. It's a game that a lot of people have probably played in their home. But we're bringing it to the metaverse, and it's a very competitive world. It's winner takes all, so you're either a winner or a loser. So stay tuned for that. And then I also have another big project on deck. Unfortunately, I can't talk about it because I am under NDA. So
can't wait.
All right. Well,
I love what he said.
That's awesome. So, go ahead and drop your handles real quick. Where can everybody find you guys on IG?
Alloy. I don't even know. It's JAY.alloy. Okay, yeah, on Instagram.
Perfect. Angel.
Mine's is the same thing as my username with .vr at the end.
Okay. And Biggie.
Biggie_Pauls_Horizon on Instagram.
Perfect. There you have it, y'all. So if y'all see these guys on Instagram, go ahead and follow them. Go ahead and check out their work. If you're in Horizon Worlds, click on their names and go and check out their creations. These are dope creators, OG creators that have been on this platform since just about the beginning of it all. And so, yeah, that's that. But stay with me here if you guys want to, join me on our next story. And we're going to get into none other than this weekend. And of course, the Super Bowl. We got to talk about the Super Bowl. And, here at Bass Drop Radio, we love music. So we're talking about halftime performance at the Super Bowl. Did anybody catch the Super Bowl game or the halftime performances this weekend?
You know what's crazy?
I definitely missed the Rihanna concert.
I definitely haven't watched any of it.
Oof. Girl, I can't save you from the Navy, right? Yeah, y'all know I can't save y'all.
I know. And I was one of their officers. I know they about to.
Girl, you about to get kicked out. You about to be NJP'd.
Bro.
Did anybody else watch the Rihanna concert? That was featuring football players.
Yeah, I got it.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I was driving. Unfortunately, but I was listening to the game. And then when we got to my father-in-law's house, we did catch the Rihanna concert.
Okay,
so, as you should.
I just got to say, look, I just got to say, I'm glad the Eagles did not win. Just got to put that out there. So.
Anyway, that's a topic for another show. We're not going to get into that because we'll be here for another day talking about the game. So we are just going to focus on the Rihanna concert, as everyone loves to call it. But
the baby bump.
Okay, so let's talk about that. Let's get into that. Let's get into all of that. And so 15 minutes, right, on Sunday, the National Football League became the National Fenty League. Rihanna came out ending her 7-year non-performance track. She came out and she performed an amazing set. She took 17 years of music and expertise and just experience and put it together in 14 minutes for us. She's been out of the public eye since the birth of her son with rapper A$AP Rocky. And, the set list was kept under wraps until the day of her performance. She was quoted during her interview before the game saying that the hardest part was deciding to maximize 13 minutes, but also celebrating her catalog. She says, that's what the show is going to be. It's going to be a celebration of my catalog in the best way that we could have put it together. You're trying to cram 17 years of work into 13 minutes, so it's difficult. Some songs we will have to lose because of that, and that's going to be okay. But I think we did a pretty good job of narrowing it down. And I believe she did. The Rihanna Super Bowl halftime show was a lot of things. Outside of it being her first public show in 7 years, it was the most watched pregnancy announcement in the entire world, in the world history. Wow. Yes. So let's get into that. The set list, right, goes as this. The first song she came out singing was "B Better Have My Money," and that was iconic because they pan out to her face. Well, they zoom into her face, they pan out, and the first thing she does is touch her belly. And so you can hear the crowd just erupt in this excited, scream across everything. I'm not even going to hold y'all. I didn't even know what was really going on until afterwards. I was looking at her outfit and I was like, this isn't a mistake, right? There's a reason why, her bump is out. It was so subtle that I almost didn't catch it.
See, I saw most of it through videos, and when the first video I saw, it was very a very hint of the stomach, and my first thought was, yes, Rihanna is out here putting on for the post baby weights and just being I'm not gonna do the lipo. I'm here with it. You're gonna see this. Right. I was ecstatic. I was mad hype, and then it was just no, she's pregnant. I was just oh,
girl.
Well, I mean, Yeah, great.
Because it was kind of round. It was kind of round.
Yeah, it wasn't until I seen the other videos of her turning to the side, I was just like, oh, okay, I see what's happening here now.
Yeah, no, it was insane. Anyone else? Any thoughts on the show?
So I did catch the show, and I was on TikTok. There were a couple of people who were talking about there was no thematic. Most shows like that of a big name have some type of theme around it, and so a lot of the complaints was there was no central theme. But if you watch it, it actually was an artistic theme to it. So Rihanna was dressed in all red, and all of her dancers were dressed in all white. And so this TikToker broke it down saying that she was representing the uterus and then the dancers were the sperm. It was almost like a visual to her getting pregnant. And if you go down the set list of songs, it talks about her maturing and finding love, and then a diamond in the sky, meaning the baby that's in her belly. So it's almost, the theme of it was she was showing us taking us through a journey.
Wow,
taking
I
us
didn't even
through
think
a
about it that
journey.
way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Taking us through a journey of her pregnancy, or her meeting ASAP and deciding to settle down, and then a journey through her pregnancy as a visual. So when you look at it through an artistic lens, then you're like, oh, this was really, really clever, because a lot of people watch music, whether it's music videos or musical representation, and they look at it for face value. But a lot of times these artists and the people that's working on their team, they're super, super intentional about the visual aspect of what they're presenting along with the music. So I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, wow, that's extremely interesting. I didn't even I didn't even see that. I didn't even touch down on what the
I might have to go watch it again.
Yeah,
Right, yeah.
I watched it right before I came on here.
Back to the interview you were talking about, when she was saying she basically pushed all these 17 years into 13 minutes. So the whole theme is those 17 years, basically. Her showing you those 17 years, and within those 13 minutes, including meeting ASAP Rocky and having her child. So that's wow.
She did also mention now that Cherry's saying that, she did also mention in that same interview how important it was for her to do this so that she was able to show her son. And so now looking back on it, now knowing what we know, because at the time we didn't know she was pregnant, and we hadn't seen the performance, like that makes a lot of sense, as to the artistical approach behind it. I didn't think about that at all. I will say the when she was singing Diamonds, that was like when the camera panned out and you could see like all of the lights and everyone in the stadium, like I was just like mesmerized. I was in awe entirely. I was like, oh my gosh, like talk about diamonds in the sky. That's it right there.
Right, right.
Yeah, so I didn't know that. But that's
she's also the first ever pregnant performer the Super Bowl has ever had. So there's never been a pregnant performer, and so she makes history as the first ever pregnant performer. Obviously, there's been some celebrities who've spoken out talking about the show being boring, the show whatever, all of this. You have to realize she's pretty far along in her pregnancy from what it looks like, because she is a thin woman. So for her to be showing that much, she's pretty far along, at least 6 months. So being 6 months pregnant, approximately, of course, I don't know that for sure, but being approximately 6 months pregnant and then trying to do dance moves and breath control, because the mic was hot, her mic was on. So that was incredibly difficult. And I just want to appreciate her for showing a lot of women who may not feel sexy, beautiful, whatever during that time, they're growing life inside their body, that they can. And not only do that, but do it on one of the largest stages in the world, which is a Super Bowl Sunday. So
yeah, that was absolutely insane. I think she mentioned in that same interview that she was maybe 3 or 4 months postpartum. So like even just to be like fresh off of birth and then to be pregnant again, and like you said, be further along in her pregnancy because obviously she's far enough where we can see it. It's definitely that you can't take that for granted. That can't go unappreciated. I will say I did spend the entire, and I think part of the reason why I missed the baby bump at the beginning and throughout the performance was because I was keeping my eyes peeled for a possible guest that she would bring out, not realizing that the only guest she was bringing out was that baby bump. So I stood around waiting when she got down into like, into Diamonds, Run This Town, Umbrella. I was like, oh, it's gonna be Jay-Z. I was like, she's bringing out Jay-Z. But I missed it entirely. The special guest was with us all along. And it was the baby bump. So
the way you saying it got me and Jada weak right now.
because I really missed the bump and really missed the entire thing, waiting and thinking that somebody else was gonna come out. And no, not yet. The bun is not ready. So
the bun is not ready.
The bun is not ready. So yeah, so that was definitely a dope performance. Yeah, So anybody else? Did you guys have any other thoughts? Oh, you haven't seen it just yet, Biggie?
I've only seen like the clips from Facebook and stuff.
No, I mean, I like Rihanna's music, man. I've been a fan for a long time. It's kind of that soundtrack was it was like the soundtrack to my younger days. Being the 40 years old, there was a lot of partying to Rihanna's music. So that just the set list in particular is like, man, if you look at her catalog, it's like, dude, she's got bangers for that, almost 2 decades now. You know what I mean? And so it's like you can go back to Umbrella, you can go to Rude Boy, you can go to any of her songs mean something to everybody in a different in a different time in their life. Like that's something like as a DJ, you when you're putting together a set list or you're playing a set live, what you're really doing is you're taking people on a journey, and that journey is different for everybody because those songs mean something different to everybody, but everybody's going together. You know what I mean? So that, and so I think that that set list right there really, I mean, for me personally, just took me through, younger times and maybe even simpler times of when, that's all I really had to worry about. So.
Yeah, no, I have to agree 100%. She did mention in that same interview before the Super Bowl that there were a lot of songs that she had to cut out. I mean, a lot of the songs that we know Rihanna for or that made Rihanna famous are not these techno-y pop hip hop songs. Like we know her for, her reggae, her ballads, her her slower stuff. So this set list was definitely the perfect vibe. And again, the set list is Be Better Have My Money, Where Have You Been, Only Girl in the World, We Found Love, Rude Boy, Work, Wild Thoughts, Pour It Up, All of the Lights, Run This Town, Umbrella, and Diamonds. And so again, like you said, it was definitely a journey that she took us on, and it was amazing. I was engaged the entire time. I will say, as for another first, because I know that Cherry mentioned earlier that this was the first pregnant woman in history to perform. Another first. Did y'all get a chance to catch her interpreter, her ASL interpreter? Or the ASL interpreter that they hired?
I saw the video you posted.
Well, so let me introduce y'all to Justina Miles. Justina Miles is was quoted the surprise star of the Super Bowl. And so she is a young 20-year-old talented athlete who is currently a nursing student and is also a part of the deaf community as well. She is a part of the Hard of Hearing. And so I also read somewhere that she is the first ever deaf woman to perform at the Super, like to translate at the Super Bowl. So I thought that was really dope, and like her whole energy, like there was a lot of like Cherry was saying earlier, there's a lot of talk about a lot of criticism when it comes to Rihanna's performance. Obviously she's pregnant, she's not entirely as mobile as she could be, right? If she wasn't. A lot of people were saying that the energy that Rihanna lacked, Justina Miles brought, and I would say 100%. Like I would watch the entire performance just off of her interpretation because her energy is amazing and through the roof. So I just wanted to take some time to shout her out and to talk to y'all about her, because she is an amazing, amazing, talented young woman. And I look forward to seeing anything else that she's a part of. You know, a lot of the times, anytime, you know, someone like that is kind of like put out there into the public and the limelight, will, you know, you see them progress. And so good luck to her. And I'm looking forward to seeing her and seeing what she does. So, yeah, so I think that's going to be it for tonight's show. Thank you so much for joining us here at Bass Drop Radio, the Horizon World's #1 radio station. If you guys have any music, if you have any worlds you're creating, if there's anything that you are doing that you want to put out there, please be sure to follow us on Instagram at Bass Drop Radio, or follow us at our personal pages, Brooklyn Bandit 347_VR, Cherry Pie 3Ys_VR. Hit us up. Let us know what's going on. If you have any music that you want to submit and have played on the station, send us an email at businessadmin@bassdropradio.com or info@bassdropradio.com. Guys, go ahead and shout out your Instagram pages, please. One more time. Where can we find you, Alloy?
Femi, J.Alloy on Instagram.
All right. Angel?
ANGL, the artist.VR on Instagram.
Biggie
_Pauls_Horizon on Instagram.
Great. Awesome.
Oh, also,
Cherry, is there
one more thing? Because you mentioned music. I'm coming out with the album in the spring. Whoop-de-doop-doo.
Okay.
Oh,
Hey,
I wish we had a horn.
So yes, let's see where this takes me. Will come out in spring. Again, no due dates. Don't ask me. Just stay tuned. You know,
Be on the lookout. Be on the lookout, y'all. Cherry, is there anything else you wanted to add before we sign off for the evening?
Yes, so Bass Drop Radio will be in Alt Space for the closing of Alt Space. There are a couple of events that's going down. Tony Stark has like 10 DJs. He's got 2 radio stations. He's got Metasource Promotions. It's going to go down March 4th and 5th. Also, the sampler is going down. So shout out to Boo Bangers and everybody that's involved with the sampler. The first show is going to be, I believe, February 18th, where the contestants will get the song sample and the producers and artists will work together in the next 2 shows to put together a song for a cash prize. So I wanted to shout them out. And yeah, thank you guys.
Yes. By the way, y'all, stay tuned. We are going to be having Tony Stark and the Metatech team on our show on March 1st. So watch out for that. We're going to be talking the end of Alt Space, the sunset, excuse me, of Alt Space. So y'all already know what time it is. Join us here every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. It's Bass Drop Radio, the #1 radio station on Horizon Worlds. We are out of here, y'all.
The latest.
Oh, you had it.
The latest. Technology, music, and entertainment. You're locked into Bass Drop Radio.
Oh, this one.
Yes, we gotta play the theme song. Okay? Great show, y'all. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Yo, Angel, come in.
Yeah, you sucking everything.
I'm sucking at you, Angel.
I'm sucking at.
Sucking y'all. You asked really good questions. So, that his all that shit. Really, really good. So,
Whenever you're ready, we'll schedule the podcast and everything.
God damn.
Wow. We the vibe right now. We keeping up with this sound.
Let me just say thank you.
Hey, thank you for coming.
We in the middle like this. And we coming to your throne.
Thank you for being here. I can't hear you. I think you're at a party. What's up, Tony? Thank you for being here, Tony. I appreciate you.
Yeah, I was in party. Thank you for having us. Appreciate it.
Thank you for coming. Yeah, I can't wait for the show on the 1st. So.
It's gonna be dope.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a good time. We just in there shooting some promos tonight, and onboarding another host.
What's up, Navani?
We're about to get possibly the biggest sponsor anyone in the entire
I can't really hear you.
You're in party,
No, it's okay. No, he's not in party. It's just I know you're talking really low because it's like 3 in the morning at your house, so it's all right. Just shoot me a message. It's okay. It's loud as hell in here. I can't hear shit.